Hey guys, it's Ted Bogert. Welcome back to the TED Show. Super honored to have my friend Sherri Tyson on the show. Sherri is the founding member, the founding person of LegaStrings, which she will talk about. It is an amazing organization that sadly came to fruition when she lost her son, Zane. But it is impacting the world and our community. And Sherri is one of the most giving, selfless human beings I know. And it's an honor to have you on the show. Sherri, welcome. How are you today?
I am doing great. Thank you for those kind words. It's good to see you, Teddy.
Always good to see you, Sherri. We meet up a lot at the Castle, which I have to give a shout out to in College Park. Very generous, and they're great for business, great for this. And we have an event tonight for LegaStrings, which we're going to talk about. But I wanted Sherri to give her story, her testimony, and talk about the why for LegaStrings before we talk about the event tonight. So, Sherri, will you share with us the story of Zane and how LegaStrings came into play?
Yes, I'd be happy to. It is my honor to tell you this story. My only son, my only child, in fact, was diagnosed at the age of 20 with a rare pediatric form of brain cancer. It's called medulloblastoma, and it very rarely presents itself in his age group. So with that, we were able to go to the mothership of all hospitals, St. Jude, and receive treatment. And Zane was doing quite well in treatment for most of our time there. The pandemic did hit while we were going through treatment. But more importantly, what went wrong in our lives is Zane went into a series of cardiac arrests while receiving treatment. And they were kind of unexplained. And he never really recovered from those and ended up in hospice in our home with us taking care of him for 13 months until he slowly slipped away from us. He was, yes, thank you. He was a violin player. He was also a skateboarder, and he was also all the things that teenagers can be. But he also had a very refined side, and he was a violin player. And music was very important. He played other instruments as well, but violin was, I would say, his main instrument. And he played it from the time he was 8 years old until right before he was sick.
How did he pick up the violin?
That's a good story because he kind of had situational asthma. So he skipped PE one day in elementary school when a teacher that was visiting all of the elementary schools and seeing if anybody would like to try a strings program. And Zane decided he didn't feel like going outside and sweating that day. He stayed in to see what she was going to do. And of course, he came home and announced that he was now a violin player, which meant that I'd have to go get a violin. And a lot of people, and there's nothing wrong with it, but a lot of people, when they their children get started, they buy them a very inexpensive violin. And that's okay. Some of them work, but most of them, we call them VSOs, which is violin-shaped objects, or firewood often. So they don't really get the job done in terms of a long-term interest from the student perspective. And a lot of times it might even be why students give up. So what we did is after Zane's passing, I really wanted to honor his legacy through music in some way. And it came to me, LegaStrings. Let's create a foundation. We are a registered 501c3 charity. And our mission is just to foster and nurture orchestral music with young musicians. And we actually have reached out to also band. We'll work with woodwinds and brass as well, but it started as just a strings program. And what we try to do is put instruments in the hands of children that want to play, instruments that are quality value and have a long lasting, they'll stick around with them for a while. We also try to pay for private lessons for students that show promise. I have relationships with a lot of Orange County Public School orchestra directors, and with their guidance and my scholarship forms, we find the kids that need the help.
I love it. I love first of all, it's an homage, it's an honor for Zane.
Yes.
It's such a beautiful way to honor his memory. What was that like taking that up? Did it dawn on you after he passed? Had you been thinking of ways that you can pay tribute to him? What was that process like, developing the foundation and coming to LegaStrings?
Yeah, well, it was all of those things. It was both of those things and more. There were multifacets of how we were honoring Zane's legacy. Of course, during the pandemic, it was very difficult to get people to come in and help take care of a hospice patient. So initially, when he passed, I was up in Tallahassee fighting for rights for hospice patients, and that's another show for another
That
time.
could be definitely another show.
Yeah, so because that's still an ongoing thing. Basically, LegaStrings sort of was flourished out of what we were calling Zane Makes Better, and so we were all of the pitfalls that I ran into during Zane's time in hospice sort of became these other things. So Zane Makes Better also is what sprouted LegaStrings. And, I look at his violin, it's right there on the wall. I keep saying I'm going to take it down and play it. Well, I don't know how to play it, and I'm still going to learn. But in the meanwhile, why not help those who already are, they have the interest. They may even be in the classrooms, but they're struggling either because they can't afford private lessons, or they're not playing an instrument that's, of good quality. So I talked with a lot of luthiers, which is what people that make violins are called.
I love it. I did not know that.
Yeah. So see, we're learning today. And I've talked to, I've had a lot of relationships because outside of this, I'm a graphic designer. And so I've done a lot of work with music programs in the community anyway. So I just got everyone together and said, what works? What do you need? What is it that your students need? What are you lacking? Do you need some in your classroom for new students that come in and they say, I want to play in the orchestra, but they don't bring an instrument. How does that work? So with their guidance, we kind of came up with this plan, and we're always evolving. We want to keep growing. And that's why we have an event that we'll be talking about.
Well, let's talk about it. That's a great, listen, you're doing my job, so I love every second of it. Okay. Let's talk about the event tonight at the Castle. Tell everybody about it.
Yeah, so the Castle Irish Pub and Restaurant is right here in College Park where I live, and I also work there, and they are just the most fabulous people in the world, and they are allowing us to have an event tonight. It's going to be a silent auction and slash fundraiser, because, today is April Fool's Day, but we are not fooling around. We are funning around tonight, and we plan on having trivia and games and raffles and camaraderie and $5 Jack and Cokes, because that was Zane's drink, because he didn't really ever become a seasoned drinker. So yuck. But no, it's good. So we'll have those. We'll have drink and food specials. The Castle themselves have a few tricks up their sleeve that I'm not even quite sure of that will be happening this evening. We've got a great auctioneer, our resident trivia reader, Miguel, with Corn Dog Productions will be on hand. And so we're really trying to turn tonight into a fundraiser, but we are there to make money and raise money for LegaStrings. So we have, I don't know, about 40, 45 silent auction items. Some are still coming in. We just have just basically, we do a 50-50 raffle, of course. And mostly it's just about spreading the word, and there'll be a QR code. Let's say somebody just can't be there or can't stay, or, just wants to donate a few dollars to the thing. We're happy to take it however they want to give it to us.
I love it. What time does it start?
So we're going to be there from 6 to 9. The trivia start at 7. So from 6 to 7, it'll just be more like browse, eat, enjoy yourself. You're not required to stay the whole time. If somebody wants to swing through and just have a look and make some bids and leave, we'll contact them later. But the fun is going to go the entire time from 6 to 9.
Fantastic. So it is tonight, you all. So as you're seeing this show, make your plans. Head over to the Castle, which is on Edgewater Drive. Beautiful location. Shane and Katie are amazing, and the whole team, like with Sherri, they're just wonderful human beings. And what a great way to support one of their own and host LegaStrings charity event there. So it's tonight at 6. You can find out more information at legastrings.org, but I'll also put in the body of this post or the comments below, you'll see a link to the castle, and I'll make sure all of the good links are there. But you don't have to register to come. We just want you to come, correct?
Yes,
we want
that's
you to come, have a good time, have a Jack and Coke in Zane's honor, and help out. This is such a beautiful way because there are so many gifted kids, musical kids who don't have the opportunity to get the quality instruments or the lessons. And what a beautiful thing to do, Sherri. I just think it's absolutely amazing.
Truly amazing. Thank you, Teddy.
So I'm honored to have you on the show. I'm honored to do whatever I can to support LegaStrings. And I want you, my audience, look, it's Monday night. It's April Fool's. Go out and have a good time, do some trivia, give back. And if you can't be there, the QR code, I'll make sure I put that in the comments below too, because I believe it's on the flyer on the castle and all of that good stuff. So we will get you the information you need to give back. Sherri,
and one more thing, on Facebook, I don't have a LegaStrings. Everything is under Zane Makes Better. So you can go to Zane Makes Better on Facebook. You can go to Zane Makes Better on Instagram, or even zanemakesbetter.com. It will all funnel you through to the LegaStrings. Because like I said, there are other facets of what we're doing in Zane's honor.
It's beautiful. Sherri, we did it finally.
Yes.
We've been planning for a while. Just because it happens to be the day of doesn't mean that people will not. And even if you can't go, I really want to strongly encourage you to go to legastrings.org or any of the websites that we have in the link or the Facebook page and give back and consider being a contributor to this beautiful honor that Sherri has created in Zane's memory. So thank you, Sherri. I appreciate you so much.
Teddy.
Tonight is
the very best.
I appreciate you so much. 6 o'clock at the castle, y'all. What else are you going to do tonight? Come out and have fun and give back. All right. We'll see everybody.
Okay.
See you all
this evening.